Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Living with Spice. I'm Rebecca Gabriel. A very warm welcome to you here at Living with Spice. I do card readings that are monthly, weekly, as well as love readings. Now my channel is perhaps a little bit different to most. Here at Living with Spice, it's all about me being able to channel messages from the divine to help you learn and grow and to live your best life. With the card readings, it's certainly not a space here for you to come for quick answers and to be told how to live your life. That's not what these card readings are all about. It truly is a place to be able to understand how to respond to the events that are unfolding in your life, the energies surrounding those, to learn from the wisdom that's being shared with you so that you have better ways to apply this wisdom in your life so that you're making good choices that, enhance your enjoyment of life and your health and well-being. So I hope you are benefiting from it. Let's keep in mind that these readings are general. Not every part of the reading is going to necessarily resonate with your life. So you do need to sort of keep that in mind and, put aside what doesn't fit for your circumstances. Certainly you are very welcome to contact me for a personal reading that is specific to your circumstances, that may be a little bit more helpful. In any case, everything that is shared on this channel is all about helping you to live your best life. So, the gems and the wisdom that is here for you is going to help you regardless. We don't want to get caught up with things, expecting events to definitely happen in our life. We've always got a choice as to how we're going to respond to things. So a card reading gives you information about the likelihood of an event, not the definite. So keeping that in mind, it helps us to be prepared for when those situations come up. All right, so this is going to be a reading for Virgo for the month of July, and Spirit is going to share with us the likelihood of various events and energies that will come up. All right, so if you are finding these readings helpful to you, let me know, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you see the other videos that I post during the month. All right, let's see what's in store for Virgo. So Virgo, let's take a look at what is happening in your world in the month of July. What things are coming up for you. So the cards will give us, the first few cards will give us an idea of the general theme of the month for you. Not sure if I'm going to take those. Alright, so we have the beginning of the reading, Virgo, with the High Priestess. Certainly I can feel a sense, especially with the first two cards, that you're definitely stepping into your higher wisdom. You are calling upon insights from your higher self, from the universe. You are feeling the need to be able to have an understanding, a deeper understanding of the things that are happening and unfolding in your life at the moment. You are seeking answers. You are seeking answers to those deeper questions. And you are tapping into your intuition. Now, this is probably not something you're necessarily talking about or revealing to the rest of the world. But, in order to answer those deeper, more meaningful questions in your life at the moment, Virgo, you are calling upon past experiences, past wisdom, trying to apply that to your current situation, and really looking a little bit more deeply into the meaning of situations that are happening in your life right now. We have the Queen of Swords energy here as well, which is an equally strong and powerful card, although not a major arcana, still a Queen energy. And this is about sort of compiling your thoughts to be very articulate. It feels to me that you have realized that the power in the situation, in managing your current circumstances, is to come from a place of the Queen energy, which is to really draw on your worldly experience, and to take quite a logical approach to your current situation and go, right, things perhaps have been quite emotional. There may have been a lot of change in your life in recent times. And, maybe you felt that that's been quite difficult. But you're now in a space where you're realizing that, as you quite often do, you come to that place of, right, I need to be pragmatic about this. I need to look at the objectives of the situation, the facts of the situation. And so you are now articulating, if not to yourself but to others, how to problem solve the situation, and how you have come to an assessment or an evaluation of things. You're kind of on the verge of wanting to take action here. You're paused and ready, and you are considering what your options are and how you're going to make the next step. There's no rushed energy here. You're feeling quite considered, Virgo, and thoughtful and reflective. You're contemplating what's your next move. So there's the High Priestess, and there's the Queen of Swords, and you can see she's very contemplative there, considering her next move. And we have the High Priestess tapping into her spiritual wisdom and spiritual knowledge, and really seeking for that deeper meaning and deeper wisdom. The Five of Cups lets us know that you're kind of paused, ready to make some changes. You're not feeling terribly fulfilled at the moment, yet you do know that there's options out there. So I feel on the back of this Queen of Swords energy, even though the Five of Cups can sometimes mean that you're feeling a little despondent, you're also noticing that there's a big wide pool out there with many more fish. So yes, there may be some spilt cups here, and there may be some disappointments and a lack of fulfillment in some areas of your life at the moment, but you've still got two cups here, and you are looking out, noticing that, you know what, further afield there is more. So you are looking out beyond your current circumstances and noticing there is more. And that sort of follows suit with the Seven of Pentacles energy as well, where you're starting to realize it's time to prepare for things. You're taking stock of what you have, looking at what your resources are, what your options are, and we can see that it's winter time and there's just a little bit of greenery here. So this person is gathering whatever greenery is needed for the winter season. So I feel that, Virgo, you are starting to look at, well, what do I have? What do I need? And so, coming to an understanding of your own resources, how you can be a little bit creative with what you've got. And it's not to say that I'm not suggesting that you are in lack, but you're certainly, it feels like you're preparing for a change and preparing for next steps. And that's the important thing. Taking stock of what it is that you have, taking stock of your emotions as well, and what the future may or may not look like. So there is very much a contemplative energy about you, Virgo. Let's call it contemplation and preparation for the pathway forward. I'd like to draw some cards from the Angel Tarot deck. I say that and I'm looking at a different deck. The Power Tarot deck. So, Spirit, if you could shed some light for Virgo on potential actions that Virgo can take during the month of July. What else does Virgo need to know? The important thing here is, even when we experience times of change and contemplation, examining how we feel about things. Let me just say, Virgo, that you do recognize what you do have, and you do recognize that you've kind of experienced this kind of season in your life before, and you do have the skills to manage this. So you're carefully planning, carefully weighing up, mindfully weighing up what your situation is. I don't feel a huge amount of pessimism. I just sense contemplation. Okay, so Spirit, what have we got? Well, that lifts the energy. We've got 3 of Raphael, which is reasons to celebrate. We have peace. We have time to take action. And an excellent opportunity is offered to you. Well, the energy just completely changed, or shifted into a new gear, let's just say. So this is where you start out and we progress. The 3 of Raphael lets us know that there's a happy announcement. There's positive things happening around family, relationships, friends, and I feel that there's sort of like a gathering. Something is going to be celebrated or has recently been celebrated. And it's sort of putting you back into a feel-good mood, because Virgo, you do enjoy being a part of the social scene. You do enjoy the connection of others, and this is really beautiful. So it'll be interesting to know what that means for some of you, whether somebody's got a particular occasion to celebrate coming up in July or recently. Certainly there is emphasis of family and friends, and perhaps even someone who's travelled from afar to join you all. There's a lot of activity, a lot of feel-good vibes. Yeah, a really good social occasion, let's just say. And people coming from all over to come together. Now, in terms of this energy around the 5 of Cups, which kind of lets us know you're feeling a little bit despondent about things, we have Archangel Azrael, who brings peace to your life to help you release the past and recognize that it's time for you to let go of some things. Time for you to let go of perhaps some ideas or expectations of people, perhaps some expectations of yourself, and whatever hasn't quite worked out in recent times, it's better to just let it go and to let God take care of the situation, to be honest, to let God, the universe, source, take care of whatever the situation is, and for you to just release your energy around this and just trust that things will work out in the best possible way. And I think you're going to feel, instead of feeling, distressed, you will be able to experience peace. The divine is always with us, supporting us. So just ask for that assistance to let go whatever has been troubling you, and you will experience peace and things will start to flow again. When we're hanging on to energy, it only causes a blockage within us. It causes us sadness, it causes us distraction, and it's very difficult to feel at peace within. Now, the Knight of Gabriel, as I was suggesting, it looks like up here you're preparing to take some action. Now, the Queen of Swords, she's contemplating her next move, but you can see by the positioning of her feet here that she's ready to spring into action. As soon as she feels that it's appropriate or there's the right timing, she's going to make a move. Well, the Knight of Gabriel is all about, the messages about taking action. A knight is always about coming in and taking action, for sure. So there's a sense of passion for a cause here, and you know that you You know exactly what to do. You have been considering this very carefully, whatever the situation is, and you realise that you're the person here that can assist. You're the person here that can assist the situation. So Gabriel is about communication, and we have the Knight, which is like getting up and getting going and taking matters into your hands. So, yes, it feels like you're being called upon to provide some assistance, and that you are the Knight of Gabriel, and you are confident in what you know. Your energy is uplifted. You have experience in a particular area, and you know that this is time to step up. You're passionate when it comes to taking matters into your hand and running with a cause, something that you believe in. You know what to do, and so you're going to do it. The Page of Ariel card is all about creating opportunities to take the next steps into your hands. If you need to learn something, you are so on it. You are very inspired and motivated to learn, and it may be that you're doing some reading on a particular area, you are studying a topic, you are maybe going back to some kind of school or doing an online course or something where it's going to improve your knowledge in a particular area. And it's you have a thirst and a desire to know how to do things, to know more about things. You do love the whole aspect of learning and of knowledge, and particularly if it's in an area that you're focused on at the moment, you're keen to learn and know more and to progress yourself. You're quite a high energy person at times, Virgo, and you love to, it's all in the detail. You love to know things. You love to be an expert on particular topics that interest you. So it seems to me that there's with this in mind, you are ready to take action in a way that's perhaps going to assist yourself or others when it comes to taking action and using the knowledge that you know, and even to learn some new things about that particular topic to get things going. Sounds very interesting. Let's see what's coming now from the Angel Tarot deck. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance for Virgo. It's very interesting how the energy is picking up, and you're kind of stepping into your I can do this zone, which is terrific. I feel that in the month of July, Virgo, you are really taking sort of a mentor approach. You know what you know, and you're quite confident, and you are also drawing on your intuition about things, your gut feel about things, and you're using that plus your knowledge around particular topics to be informed and to take action. And I feel that you're being quite methodical and pragmatic about your approach, and as a result, you make a difference. You're quite influential. I feel that you don't mind being the centre stage here, but also facilitating and collaborating with others. You know, when people get together, you love to make everyone happy, be in that vibrant scene because it also raises your energy. You love connection, but you're also quite logical about certain things. Yeah. There you go. Didn't I just say that? So we've got the High Priestess twice now coming out in your reading. And as I just mentioned, you are tapping into your intuition. So don't forget to listen to it. And have patience with people and situations at the moment. And just consider carefully before you act on anything. You can see, I just love it when we get the same card from different decks. So when it comes to you making decisions and reviewing and evaluating situations, do it slowly, methodically, carefully. Back it up with knowledge as well as trusting in your intuition. And I feel that you're going to put yourself in the best place possible to make some good choices and to positively assist or impact others. So yeah, be patient with the process. I know that once you've got your mind made up, you like to take action quickly, but there is no fast energy being presented here. It's all about being mindful and coming from a space of contemplation. Now, it's interesting, you've also got, there's very strong feminine, divine feminine energy in this reading. That's not to say you have to be female for this to apply. That's not the case. It's all about energy. So we have the Empress card as well, which follows after the High Priestess in the Tarot deck. So the Empress is all about caring, nurturing energy. We've also got Archangel Gabriel here. And it's about knowing how to have a mindset of abundance and to really appreciate the good things in life. It's also about nurturing your dreams, nurturing yourself, being compassionate with others, being empathetic, and really, again, taking on that more authoritative approach in a nurturing way that is helpful to other people. So in this card, you'll see that she's holding a baby and that there's, lots of animals around her. So the energy is one that is nurturing. So combine that with your leadership skills of being the queen, right? And then the High Priestess, which is using your intuition and knowledge of past. You are in a very powerful state. You are tuned in, very much tuned in here, and which means you are in the best place possible to take some really positive action and make a difference. Knowledge, taking action. Now the Six of Water here, for part of this month, something is placing you in a space of, as we said, thinking about, reflecting, thinking about the past, being in an emotional state, sometimes feeling unfulfilled. It's for we go through phases, don't we? We go through phases of feeling different things. The Six of Water here tells us that you're also thinking about the past. Childhood memories, things that are coming up for you. You'll have flashes of things that remind you of when you were younger or when you were, in the family as a child. And it may be that you're romanticizing the past a little bit, or it may be that you are remembering what it was like to be a child, or if you are interacting with someone that they remind you of what you were like when you were their age. So there is a connection to the past, a connection to your emotions, and in some ways it's actually helping you, because in that way you're able to relate to others, or perhaps younger people. And that may be a way of being able to assist other people. You've got this incredibly strong divine feminine energy here. We know that you're going to be taking quite positive, proactive steps and action steps here. And part of the mix is, as we said a few minutes ago, about being patient, having intuition, and maybe just being able to relate to certain people based on the memories of that you're having when you were younger, perhaps like the person who is in your sphere at the moment, which is very interesting. Okay, there's some interesting different areas coming out in your reading here. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you can see all of that. good. What else do you have for Virgo for the month of July? I'm going to take that one. We have the Queen energy again. My goodness, so many queens. Queen of Fire is about you stretching your wings and really going for it, stepping into your creativity and asserting your independence. Again, it's the same kind of energy over here. It's like you know what you know what you know. You come across as warm, independent, very capable, self-assured, and you're ready. You are ready to take action. You're ready to get on your horse and say, let's go, let's get this happening, let's get this on the way. It's really beautiful. It's great to see you so positive and inspired and ready to make a difference, ready to do stuff. I mean, when you're in that kind of energy, you can achieve incredible things for yourself and others, which is really fantastic. So it's going to be a very interesting month for you, Virgo. I feel it's very positive. You've got incredibly powerful and positive energy, a real can-do attitude. You're vibing well, and you're really wanting to make a difference. It's just beautiful. Oh, and as I say that, okay, we'll come to that in a moment. We'll see what else. Okay, so yeah, gosh, doesn't life just give us curveballs? There's a bit of a curveball here. So we've got the Three of Air, which is saying that something didn't quite work out the way you thought, or you feel disappointed around a situation which has caused you to feel a little bit sad, or you know, like, oh really, did it have to be that way? And maybe it might have hurt you a little bit, but there's an opportunity here to sort of forgive yourself or forgive others. I feel that you're able to come from a very compassionate place, Virgo, and you're able to deal with the disappointment. So there's the Three of Air. So it's mental energy, it's how we interpret a situation, it's the meaning that we give something. Now, if you can sort of do your best to discern between what is actual reality and what's just emotions. Is the energy of the situation the difficulty to do with someone else, or is it your stuff? And just remember, another person's situation is not yours to take on board. But sometimes we do. So it may be sort of more of a case of feeling disappointed, but you can manage that. You've got such incredible wisdom that I feel that this is just a blip on the radar, a moment where you're feeling a little disappointed or a little sad. But I feel that you're able to manage it. You're able to embrace the situation. Everything else is just so positive here, Virgo. When it comes to what you are producing and all of the activity that's happening down here, it really is about planting your seeds well. And we've got the Seven of Earth card here. So you have planted your seeds well, you have prepared well for a particular situation. I mean, you're very pragmatic, Virgo, and it's unlike you to not be prepared. But so when the Seven of Earth comes, and maybe it's got something to do with this disappointment, the Seven of Earth is sort of like a temporary pause. So maybe you're expecting an outcome to happen or a result to happen by a certain time. You may have an expectation around a time frame and it doesn't quite work out, and you sort of feel a little bit down in the dumps about it, which is the Three of Air. Spirit is saying, listen, it's just temporary. And this is the feeling I was getting, that this Three of Air thing was not a really big deal. It's sort of more a case of, oh, that's disappointing. But the Seven of Earth here, Spirit is saying, it's just a temporary pause, so don't worry about it. And sometimes the universe needs to step in to manage the timing around things. And it may be that a better outcome is coming. In fact, if I can find the card. Oh, okay, here it is. This card here is letting you know to let go of the situation that I felt was like spilt cups here, to let go and release that situation, because there is a more enriching future coming. You see that at the bottom? So it's interesting, these are kind of coming out all higgledy-piggledy, but you have sort of this disappointment here, feeling quite despondent that you've got some spilt cups here. And that was followed by Spirit letting you know, just let it go. Don't worry, something better is coming. It's okay. And then we had the, oh, geez, I'm feeling really disappointed. Don't stay in that energy for too long, Virgo. Because Spirit is saying it's okay. It's unnecessary worry. Things are actually going to get better. You've planted your seeds well. It's okay. Things will turn around before you know it. Well, that's good to know. All right, so let's have a look at what the Wisdom of Oracle can offer in terms of some further guidance around perhaps this little setback, because everything else is going swimmingly well for you. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance for Virgo in the month of July. Oh, well, there you go. Don't you love it? So I just said things are going to get better. Well, we've got the Milk and Honey card here. So all of the things that you're hoping for do eventually come. So we've got the rainbow, which is hope for the future. Milk and honey represents abundance in our lives. So everything ends up feeling good in the end. Everything is all fine and taken care of. What you're hoping for gets sorted out in the end. It just didn't perhaps unfold in the way that you thought it would. And maybe this is something to do with this celebration energy here too, that in the end things are okay, that you were worrying unnecessarily, and perhaps a little bit too in your head, which is what the Three of Air is about. It's our mental energy. You're perhaps just worrying a little bit too much and doing the what if conversation. Well, what if this and what if that? That's never a good idea. It's always going to leave you feeling pretty awful. But in the end, it's working out beautifully with this Milk and Honey card. Also, we got the Happy card. You're feeling, well, this again, of course, is the celebration. Happy, and the Milk and Honey. You're on top of the world, and there is this feeling of new beginnings. You're standing on top of an egg with a keyhole, which represents you have the key to a new cycle in your life, and you're feeling pretty good about it. So whatever you were hoping for, eventually it came to be, and you are now partying, going, oh, that's worked out in the end. I'm so happy. Maybe it could have been a project that you've been working on, and you get a positive result. It just didn't happen in the timing that you thought, and that's okay. So we have a card on to do with, it's called building blocks, and this is you, again, it's about you planting seeds and building a strong foundation for the future. And you know, you have been and continue to be mindful around how to build a strong foundation for your future and what that looks like. So you are contemplating what other things do you need in the mix to create a future that feels abundant, that feels secure. Now, you may be giving advice, this may be thoughts around your situation, but it also could be you applying this wisdom and past experience and sharing that with someone else. And because I do feel with the High Priestess, two High Priestess, Queen of Swords and the Empress, I really do feel that you are being a mentor to others at the moment in your life, that there's this teacher energy, that you're sharing your wisdom. We've got the Queen of Fire here, and you're certainly learning about things. Like it's just incredibly strong energy, incredibly strong. So I kind of feel that you are, this is how you are providing assistance to other people and making an impact, which we talked about earlier in the reading. So helping others to understand what it takes to build a strong, sustainable foundation for the future, one block at a time, and to be quite discerning about which blocks you're choosing and where you're going to place them. But it's all about taking baby steps. It's not all about doing it, you know, as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. You are letting them know that it takes step by step by step, and that's how you build your future. Don't be impatient. So that came up in one of your cards as well, about, you know, having patience. The High Priestess, have patience with the process. You know, sometimes we can very easily see the answers to problems that arise because we've been there, done that, experienced it, and we could easily sort of assume that others have caught on, or they understand. But that's probably why, you know, Spirit is saying to you, have patience with the process, have patience with the person that you're mentoring. They haven't been through what you've been through, and you realise that because you're having memories of the past when you were a child, or rather what it was like to be their age. And Spirit is saying, have patience. And teach them what they need to know. Give them the building blocks to help them understand how it works, because you've been there before. Oh, I love the way these readings unfold. Always an interesting learning experience. And, you know, as all good teachers are, we don't rush in to do it for others. We can take the observer position. You're doing a lay of the land, observing how things are unfolding, and there's wisdom in that approach. And it's a little bit like the Queen of Swords. She hasn't got up off her throne just yet. She's observing and contemplating. So with the Observer card here in the Wisdom of Oracle deck, you're taking your time to see what you need to see. Maybe even to focus on a particular area so that you have full knowledge and understanding of something. Certainly the Divine is helping you and guiding you with how you can assist others. There's an element of new beginnings, so that before you rush into something, either for yourself or for someone else, so we're sitting on an egg here, before you rush into this new thing, you're observing, you're doing your research, you're taking all of the facts, and, you know, so this is a fox, so that's, you know, we're being clever. That's a wise way to handle this situation. Goodness, we're being very, very intelligent here. Virgo, I'm very impressed. All right, Spirit, what else do we have for Virgo for the month of July? Before we move on, anything else? No. Okay, so there's, I want to pull a card from the Light Seers Tarot deck. We'll just see what Spirit has to offer in terms of a standout message for you for the month of July. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for Virgo for the month of July? So we have two cards. We've got the Justice card and we've got the Four of Swords. So with the Justice card, it certainly is that you are wanting to ensure that there is a win-win situation for everyone. It's also about creating balance, coming from a place of a balanced approach, balanced perspective, and that goes really nicely with the Observer card. You know, where we're not rushing in, we're not, we're contemplating the best approach, doing the research, and as a result, you do achieve the right results in the right timing. The Justice card is about doing things the right way after having made a good assessment of things, and making sure that, you know, it's a win-win situation for everyone. I really like that. So let's have a look what's being offered here. Yes, so the Justice card is saying learn from past experiences, the good and the bad experiences, and take it all and grow from it. So whatever is going on in your experience through July, you remember things of the past that are similar to what's happening in July. And so Spirit is saying don't forget those lessons and apply them now. What is happening and unfolding for you, it's not about getting everything perfectly right. It's more about coming from a fair and honest place. So be realistic about the situation. Be realistic, in your thoughts and your actions, and seek to balance your approach, with positivity as well as, looking at it's about looking at the pros and cons. And it's also about being honest with yourself about your reaction, your thoughts about things. Do you need to adjust your perspective perhaps? Based on where you've come from and who you are today and all of the things that you've learned in between, do you think you need to maybe adjust your perspective? Remember what it was like to be younger. If you're dealing with a younger person, what was it like for you when you were younger? As you're looking into the past, what was it like back then? And what have you learned since then in now in terms of past experiences? So sometimes we need to reframe our reality if we need to just make an adjustment there. Check in with our emotions. Are we being overly negative? Are we being overly critical? Are we fearful in any way? Is there any aspect of your situation that's causing you to have too many worries? And we know that does come up as a potential where, you get in your head about something that's happened and over this disappointment. But we've kind of dealt with that because we know that everything turns out well in the end. But again, the Justice card is about balancing. So when you experience those moments, just remember to come back to, is what I'm feeling, is it real? Okay? Okay. And then the other card was the Four of Swords. And this is when you are choosing to, when we experience a challenge and it sort of knocks the wind out of us and we get in our head, we find it very hard to be clear. We feel emotional, which clearly, you do when in the beginning of this reading we had the lack of fulfillment and spilt cups here. We can get in our head and cause ourselves some anxiety and sleepless nights. The Spirit is saying, rest. Look after yourself. Take care of your emotions. Rest and rejuvenate. Sometimes we just knock ourselves out a little bit with low energy. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. And if you have been sort of having to fight a bit of a battle or stand your ground over something, that also could take a lot of energy out of you. So again, have patience and listen to your body. Rest when you need to rest. Yeah. So it's all about self-care and self-healing and, giving yourself time for your mind and your body and your spirit to reintegrate and to heal. Slow down if things get a little bit too hectic, because at one stage during the month here you're all fired up and rearing to go as you're on this horse doing a lot of learning and it feels like you expend your energy rather quickly and then you peter out. So take care of yourself and tend to your wounds as you need to and allow things to pass, those more heavy energies to pass, and very, very soon you're going to emerge lovely and healed and renewed and feeling really good again. All right, beautiful advice. Okay, I think we have a pretty full month happening here, Virgo, and I think it's probably a really good time to finish on that note. I would say that even if I pull a card from this Angel Messages deck, it's going to say something very, very similar. And but anyway, I love to be able to give you a full reading. Thank you, Spirit. What do you have angels for, Virgo? Remember, these things don't happen overnight. You know, there's a flow to things across the month. So come back and check the reading, and certainly tune into the weekly reads as well to help you throughout the month. Yeah, so again, if you feel that the situation that sort of took a little bit of energy out of you requires some healing, the best kind of healing is the process of forgiveness. So forgiveness heals quickly, it heals our body, it heals our mind. We don't have to say anything if we don't need to someone else. It's more about having self-love. Forgiveness is an act of self-love. It's going, you know what, I'm going to let the situation go. I'm going to release it. I'm going to take care of myself. So, you know, you want to enter this beautiful state of taking care of your needs and, you know, allowing the angels to help you create that inner peace by letting things go. And just easing back to restore your energy so that you're feeling good again. We'll finish with a Namaste blessing, and yeah, just that's turned over. Let me flip that one. There we go. Thank you, Spirit. Got a few of these upside down. What do we have for Virgo? Oh, I love this. Oh, blessing of good fortune. Look at that beautiful tree and a heart in the tree. It's a blessing of good fortune. I'll read it to you. Rich and rewarding experiences bring you increased spiritual awareness at this time. Good fortune flows to you as your third eye opens. That's your intuition. You are inspired, feeling totally at peace. Life is a beautiful tapestry woven in threads of love. That is a beautiful way to finish, Virgo. Please rewatch this video, this reading again. Please remember, you have so much empowered energy with the High Priestess, Empress, Queen cards here. You've got it. You know what's going on, and you can deal with whatever comes up. You can deal with it. We know that you're going to have a very positive outcome. And, you know, finishing the reading on this blessing of good fortune, speaking about your increased spiritual awareness and your intuition and feeling at peace, good fortune is coming to you. So there you have it, Virgo. That is your reading for the month of July. There's a lot going on in 4 weeks, you know, and we can appreciate that. But you are certainly self-empowered. You have a lot of love, a lot to give, a lot to share in terms of your own experiences and your skills to help others, which is a beautiful thing. So I'm wishing you well, Virgo, all the very best, and we'll see you next time.